Hello everybody, so I will be doing a Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War review. So first off, I'm going to do stuff that I'm just going to be talking about the campaign, multiplayer, then we're going to go to the zombies. Okay? So first off, the base game has good graphics. The game looks great. Admittedly, it does not look as good, I think, as Modern Warfare, but I don't know. That could be just me. It kind of feels like a bit of a downgrade in some situations. Guns, for the most part, they feel smooth. A little, definitely, some are much better than other ones. You will see the same guns be used everywhere. And the game size in this game, there is no reason it should take 130, 60, 300, 136 gigs. No Call of Duty. Fix that shit. Your game is not freaking worth that. I don't give a fuck about your skins. Just stop with this freaking 100 gig crap. You are kind of like obligated then at that point to go out and buy a freaking you have to go out and buy an external, really. Honestly, if you want to have the called this and Modern Warfare, you want to have both of those, but you want to have other stuff as well. Then you literally cannot just with the base 500 gig storage. It is outrageous that they think that they should be able to make the game size this large. There is no reason for that. There's not enough content to make it be okay with that amount, that size. That's not okay. That's idiotic. And I'm not even gonna lie, this game feels so much like a reskin of last year. I don't even feel like many people can necessarily disagree with that. Is everything. Like this one, normally they go out and they actually change it up to try to make it look a bit different. This one, hell no. They were too lazy to actually make it look like a different one. Honestly, it feels they both look the same. The main menus, the exact same. They have the same dude. They have a dude just walking around with whatever gun you want, an AK or whatever. You had that in Modern Warfare, cool. But now you have that in this one. It's the exact same. They are not trying. It ends up making the game feel like a simple cash grab that all you did was make new maps and then you're just like, yep, that's it. Give me money. It feels so much like you're buying the same game you bought last year, except just more shit on it, And why are you trying to make it so I can I think it's a little weird that they have it so you can go to the main menu to load up Modern Warfare, because by the time you do that, you could already close out of the game and load up Modern Warfare much faster than it would take to load go all the way back there, because it has to do the exact same thing. So why? Maybe PC, I could see that being a little more useful, but even then, I don't know. Awful music. This one has just terrible music. Why? Why do you have such garbo music? There's a few songs they've made before that I actually genuinely like. I like some of the Easter egg songs from World at War. I like some of the Easter egg songs from BO1, BO2. They all have good Easter egg songs and all that. And then they give you a jukebox, which has that said music. And there's a jukebox in this, but it just has this game's music. Why? Why not add in the rest of the music? Is it that hard to drag and drop an MP3 file onto the game? I know that's a little nitpicky, but it drives me nuts being in the main menu waiting for a game and just listening to the and it just loops every 30 seconds, and it's very annoying. And the main menu, the music from the campaign is not really anything to shout for. It's better than the Halo ripoff music this game has, but it just, yeah, that doesn't mean much. But yeah, so now we're gonna kind of get into the campaign. There might be some stuff that I add on right there, but the campaign, I'm gonna do some pros and some cons. And I know it's gonna sound like I'm crapping on the game. Don't think that, okay? I will tell you straight up which ones I like. So for the campaign, I like the campaign actually. For me, I feel like the campaign is the highest point in this game. Is the best part about it. Is they tried new things, and I really appreciate them trying new things. In some ways, it is a step up from Modern Warfare, which for me, Modern Warfare is my personal favorite campaign. I love the dark, the dark story. I like that they reward you for doing the missions. You unlock the characters from those missions and all that to use in, multiplayer and Warzone. I liked that. This one, I don't know why they went away with that, but so the first stuff, the pros is the campaign is fun. It is really cool, honestly. They add in all these cool things, like you can talk with them and choose what your character says, based upon a couple things. Just so at the beginning of the game, you could throw some guy off the edge, or you can keep him alive, and so that kind of stuff. It's really cool, and just the gunplay. It's nice, it's smooth, and it's really cool, honestly. The game has multiple endings. There is a total of 3 endings. There is a good, a bad, and a very bad, apparently. And take my advice, go with the bad ending. The bad ending, totally the best one. The very bad, no, I won't even recommend doing the very bad one. It's kind of lame, to be honest with you. And yeah, just it's super cool. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I don't want to hinder anyone that wants to experience the campaign. I'm not gonna make it so it's not worthwhile doing. Is because if you have this game or you have access to this game, the campaign is worth playing. It is worth trying out. The game is short, so you could easily bust it out in a day, in 2 days. It's worth it. It is really fun. There's some side missions, which is really nice. Not very much. It's not like Infinite Warfare, where they have a lot of side missions and all that. This one has, I think, 2, which but it's still appreciative. And let me tell you straight up, if you are wanting to do the side missions, you will need to find collectibles in some of the missions, which I wish they gave you some sort of heads up, because with me, personally, I don't go for the collectibles. I don't care about, I picked up a can. Cool. Now what? Oh wow, I can look at that back at the main menu. Nice. It's just like in COD 4, they gave you cheats based upon the collectibles you got. Like a watermelon head, stuff like that. That's awesome. I love that. But they kind of drifted away from that and just kind of had collectibles be based upon getting an achievement. So it's just not worth getting. And so I just kind of immediately kind of push the collectibles out of my mind. I picture they don't exist, honestly. And I honestly truly believe this one is one of the best Call of Duty campaign stories. As I think, Modern Warfare, that one had the best one. Then COD, Modern Warfare 2, I think that one probably has a second one. This one might be the third. It's been a long time since I've done the other ones, but I really like this one. This one's really cool. And also it feels different from the rest of them. The other ones, they kind of get that problem where they feel kind of the same. They feel too similar to each other. And this one, with them trying new things out, Raven or whatever, because if you don't know, apparently Raven, that group, or the developers team, they actually made the campaign on their own. They originally were planning on doing it with another company, but they had conflicting issues where they wanted to do two different things. So then they just Raven did all of it, and I really like that. If you're doing, when next Call of Duty, stay the fuck out of it, have Raven do it. Because clearly whenever it is not up to you, they actually innovate and do new things. You just kind of copy and paste it, I feel like. And I'm gonna start getting into cons now. And if I think of any more pros, I'll put them in, but, so I don't want you to be thinking, oh, hey, Jason's just shitting on this game. Oh, man, I shouldn't even get it because Jason's just shitting on it. Nah. It is easier to nitpick games. It is easier to find, oh, yeah, this is a problem, than it is to say, oh, yeah, this, list up 15, 20 things about the game that are good. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, this mission's good, this mission's good, this mission's good, this one not so much. It's just, I don't want to do that where it's just kind of like, I won't really have much to say, so, but, yeah, so the cons, the game's too short. It's 4 hours long, and that's way too short. It's usually they're about 6 hours, and this one, this one, it's really short. It's way too short. I'm cool with it not being 6 hours, as I understand with the multiple endings, you are wanting them to do multiple endings, which adds on maybe 20 more minutes, honestly. Maybe, okay, no, I guess with the good ending, it'll take a little bit to do that one, so I guess 30, 40 minutes max, honestly. And then the side missions, those could put in another hour, so I guess there is about 5 hours of content, which is nice, but there should, I feel like, be more content in this one. Boring characters. Woods and Scarface dude. That's the only guy I know. He doesn't look like Scarface, it's just, scars on his face. Just making sure you know that, but, that's the only ones I know, because those are the only characters they fledged out. They had multiple other characters, but then they just come in and you're just like, oh yeah, that dude existed, I forgot. And then they try making you have these sad parts in the game, being like, oh no, blank died. Oh man, it's just like, cool. I saw that character for maybe a collective 10 minutes now. I'm really gonna need to call in a shipment of freaking tissues right now, because fuck, man, I'm emotional about that one. Yeah. And just even Woods, like, he's probably the most interesting one, but that's simply because he's from the other Call of Duties. So it's not like he does anything that interesting, honestly. And unfortunately, only one of the endings is any good, aka the bad ending. Good ending is crap, honestly. It doesn't end well. The ending of it, I'm not gonna say it, it's just it's very disappointing, and it's just, for the people who have played it, I feel like you'll understand, is that it's dumb, it's stupid. Honestly, it is just straight up dumb. And also the game, what you do nothing what you do matters. In the sense of, okay, so with this game, as I was saying, you get multiple options. So you can grab this guy and throw him off the edge, or it will say capture or kill this character. So then it's just like, okay, so clearly if I capture this character and I keep these people alive, that will make it so I ultimately get the good ending if I do all this stuff. Oh, and also there's these two people that I can only save one of them, unfortunately. Darn. But you have the opportunity just to literally let them save neither of them. So you would think, oh, maybe if I just sit there and just tell them, and just leave them both, that I will ultimately get the bad ending. I will become an enemy. Or I don't know, just say something. But no, it is simply, you could do anything. You could literally be a mute the whole game and never respond to anything and kill everyone. And at the end, it comes down to one choice. Good or bad? Which one are you going to choose? And so then it's just like, really? I kind of, like, I had mixed feelings. Part of me would, likes it like that. But that is kind of dumb, I feel like, as well. That only thing that matters is if I do the bad thing or the good thing. Based upon that, I get which ending. It's just, that is disappointing. I wish you did more with your talking of, choosing what your character says and have that actually impact the game more than it ultimately did. And there's no reward for completing the game. I completed it personally on Veteran. I got nothing. I didn't even get a calling card saying, "Oh, good job, you did it." It's just you got literally nothing. You didn't get a gun skin, anything. You get some achievements. Cool. I kind of would like. I'm not saying that's a requirement, but I kind of would like it so that if I did something that was apparently quote-unquote challenging by completing the game on Veteran, that I should be able to show that off and not just be like a, Call of Duty wave thing, zombies wave thing, being like, oh, I got to wave a 25 on Nocturne Total, and it's just like, cool, just like, it's simply your words are saying it. It's not like, oh, hell yeah, I got this freaking, this shirt or some shit. Like, I got this because I pushed through and I kept trying over and over and over and over, and I persevered and I got rewarded for it. No. I wish they would do something like that. And I was saying there's no reward for completing that with, you don't get characters from beating one mission, this mission. That's something I really liked with Warzone. I loved that they did that. It made it so you actually wanted to do the campaign. That's why I did that campaign in the first place. And then I was just like, okay, this is badass, and I sticked around. It was awesome. And there's yeah, as I was saying, the good ending ends on a terrible note. It's depressing. It's kind of just like, oh, nice. If you actually sat down and were trying to do good and all that, then it just ends like that. It's just like, come on, man. They try to get you to like characters right before their death, and it's just like, come on, give me a little bit of time to grow attachment to these characters. And they only put the spotlight on two characters, Woods and the dude with scars. And the dude with scars is boring as hell. I can't even tell you one thing he did the whole game, and I'm not even joking. I did the game literally last night, and I cannot tell you a single thing he did. I do not know anything that he did, because he didn't do anything interesting. Woods, he punched a guy. That's it. It's just kind of like, okay. And also in the campaign, you literally only see 5 guns. What the fuck is with that? What, you have so many guns in the game? Why am I only seeing the RPD, the Uzi, the MP5, the Spaz 12? It's just it's a little weird when you have the AUG. And there's also, you get to use the AK-47, AK-47U, both of those guns a lot, but it's just you have quite a wide variety. Why are you only using that? That's nitpicky. It's not gonna really take away from the game. It's just kind of to me, I think that's a lot. And the game, oh my god, has hardcore auto aim. That you aim in and there could be a guy 15 feet to the left and your character will just lock onto him. It's just what the hell is this? is even though I was playing on the hardest, not the hardest difficulty, or realistic, I believe is what it's called, is now the hardest difficulty, and it just made it easy. Only a few parts wasn't ever hard, and so yeah. And also, I would like it if they had in a couple, like just one or two more, special enemies. Is they had just the normal dudes and a guy that kind of like a rip-off Juggernaut that is not even as cool or interesting or badass. And so I would have really liked it if they added in one more character, a guy that suicide bombs you, a guy that only has a machete or some shit. I don't know. Have something that would be really appreciative. And closer to the end of the game, there's a part where you go to Vietnam, and that gets old quick for me. It was getting very annoying having to do that over and over again, and I'm just gonna end it there, not even gonna say anything more about it. But I really did not like having to experience that multiple times. It just kind of felt like padding for the game. It did not feel like part of the game. It just felt like, oh, see, our game is more fleshed out, right? You see? You've been doing this for 20 minutes now. See, our game's pretty padded. Aren't you glad you spent $100 for the ultimate hardened edition now? It's just like, no. And also, the game must be played on at least hardened. Do not just pretend recruit and regular are not even there. Take my advice on that. Is veteran, that is probably honestly felt like hardened, like how hardened used to be, maybe. And also just realistic. I don't know how hard that one is. I didn't try it. But yeah. So that was really nice. Not nice. That is something that you need to do if you want to actually make it interesting. Because if you just want to have it be a complete walk on the park, then I guess you can do that. But I don't know. I feel like you should earn it a little bit. That's just me, though. But yeah. And so now we're going to be getting into multiplayer. And so then we're going to start off with multiplayer's pros and then cons, and I got a few things just for in general that I forgot to bring up earlier that I'll get into after that. But before I get into it, I want to make sure you guys know again that I am not trying to just shit on this game. If you guys like this game, that is fucking great. I don't care. That is awesome. You enjoy whatever you want. You do you, boo. Okay? And so the pros is there is plenty of maps. There's a total of 31 maps at the very moment of recording. And so you will be doing a lot of, you will be experiencing new maps all the time. But for some odd reason, I tend to always get into the exact same maps over and over. I haven't experienced, I wouldn't say half of them, because I just keep getting put in the same maps, and so that's a little obnoxious. I would like a little bit more randomness to it, but, and also there is a lot of customization, just like Warzone. That's also kind of why I was saying that I feel like this game is just kind of a reskin of Warzone, a lot. The main menu is the same, the walking is the same, the layout of the main menu is the exact same. Is just everything is the exact same in the game. Even the game doesn't look that much different, to be honest with you, because I still think Modern Warfare looks better, but this kind of graphically looks the exact same. So I can't feel like this is much of a improvement. But sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of customizations that you can rank up a gun until like 55 or something ridiculous like that, and that's awesome. That's awesome. If you are one of those people that like always working for something, then you will always have something to do. So that is excellent in that situation. But for most people, I feel like, me included, I find like one or two guns that I'm a fan of and kind of just stick with those. So I don't know. No, but still, ultimately, it's a good thing. I'm not trying to shit on it right there. But, and there is a whole bunch of different modes to play, which is great. You constantly will be getting new ones coming in that will, just like for temporary ones, but they're awesome. They're great, honestly, there's plenty of modes to play. So you should be able to find something, at least, that you heartily enjoy. Honestly, now we're getting into cons immediately, I have been sitting here for hours trying to figure out more things that I genuinely feel is good about the multiplayer and not just about the whole game in itself. And I don't know, it's really hard when the game is surrounded by problems and those problems are so inherent. It's hard to dig through that garbage to find positive things. And so if I miss some things, you can leave them in the comments, and yeah. But the cons, the first one that most people are gonna agree with me, skill-based matchmaking, is what the fuck is wrong with it? Why is it so goddamn bad? This is not even a joke. I have gotten into a game where this guy was rank 1. It was his first match. And he's versing like Master Prestiges, rank like 300, and then the people on the opposing team go like 50 and like 8. And that was on Team Deathmatch. That's fucking fair. That's enjoyable for anybody. So like, what is that garbage? And then sometimes if you keep sucking a whole bunch, like I tend to do, and you go like 0.40 KD, eventually you will start playing against people that are not as good, but then it's a huge drop. It's not like, oh, these people are a little bit less good. No, it's like these people don't even know how to fucking play the game, and it's just like, I'm playing my game and I'm getting my butt kicked, and the next game I'm going like 40 and like 15, and I'm not even really a big good Call of Duty player. I don't feel like. I feel like I'm decent at the game. That's it. Is if you compare me up against anyone that still plays Warzone, oh hell no. But I don't know. Like, I don't tend to do that in other Call of Duties. That's the thing, and so that's something that I feel like needs to be worked on, or at least just straight up just remove skill-based matchmaking for a certain type of game mode, you know? Just, if you want to make a section of the game that does not have skill-based matchmaking, go for it, because I feel like in that situation, it's a toss-up. You might get put up with more sweaty people, and the sweaty people get to verse really shitty people, but I don't know. And also the game is covered in overpowered weapons. You will find people running around with one-hit kill weapons. The Tech 9 is pretty ridiculous at the moment. The EM2's pretty freaking ridiculous as well, honestly. M16 is really good. It's just, there is all these things that will just kill you like that, and it's not very enjoyable in my opinion, just to get in combat and die literally half a second, not even a half a second, just you turn the corner, you're fucking dead. It's not enjoyable, and then you can't even use a gun just because you like that gun. You have to stoop down to their level if you're even gonna want to try to do anything good. You're stuck using shit that is just overpowered and not enjoyable, and it should not be that way. You make plenty of money, Call of Duty. You should be able to fix these problems and not have that be the meta of the game. Just only you switching from one overpowered gun to the next. That's no. And toxic players. You got players playing super toxic, sitting there in corners and shit talking. Just everyone is basically, most people that still play the game are freaking douchebags, to be honest with you. And if you play the game, not you. You're pretty cool. You're pretty cool. Maybe. I can't even fucking agree with that. That's a hard maybe. Um, but yeah, and also something that I feel like transferred over from Modern Warfare, and is one of the big reasons why I am not the biggest fan of Modern Warfare, is camping is so heavily rewarded, is that you get punished for running and gunning. You will get your ass kicked by some guy standing in the corner with some like overpowered, like the Marshall in this game, dual wield shotguns. You'll lose half the damn time, and it's not enjoyable. Am I supposed to just like run through every building with like checking every single fucking corner? It's like you can do that with PC, but with controller you're kind of limited with your movement. You are much more limited, and it's just not enjoyable. And it's just, yeah, it's not fun. Okay. And for me, the time to kill is still an issue. I do not like these shorter time to kills that they have. If you like short time to kills, that's great. I just don't understand why they are forcing that upon every player. I don't get why they don't have a mode where it's just kind of like the OG health, where you just have more health than normal, so you can actually take a few bullets and have battles not last half a millisecond. And so I would fucking love that if they did that. And and also the instant kill weapons are so easy to use. For example, the crossbow. You will find people running around with the crossbow, and it is so accurate. Just running around instant killing you, especially on PC, is super annoying because they have good movement. They have a lot more range of movement than you do on Xbox and PlayStation, so you will get your butt kicked a lot, and they'll just sit there and run around aimed in constantly, and it's not fun having diverse people like that. And you rarely get into a game, like very fucking rarely, where you do not encounter this. And also for some reason this game, when you join a game, it's just like fucking pitch black. Why does it do that? Like, I understand it's loading things in and all that, but if you join a game in the middle of it and it's going on, you're kind of vulnerable when you can't see anything. So it's a little annoying, but not a really big deal. It goes away after 10 seconds or so. So that one's not a big deal. It's just kind of a little obnoxious at times, but and that's kind of what I could think of off the top of my head with the cons. But here's the stuff that I was wanting to say overall, is I want you to know is that this game is honestly fun when shit works like it's supposed to. When you are versing people your skill level, and it does not feel like a huge sweat fest. It is actually fun. It is enjoyable. And I can see where they were wanting things to go. I actually really enjoy the multiplayer when shit's actually working correctly without the sweats, without people playing like douchebags, just camping, using overpowered guns. It's just, unfortunately, that doesn't happen, honestly. Like, I've gotten in a few games where I'm actually like, this is really freaking enjoyable. And I'm like, oh, I want to get another one. And then you get into another one, and it's just like, oh, cool. That's awesome. Now I got stinking Sweat McGee here. And for some reason, they tend to, after you finish a match, they put you in and they make you leave out of that one and just basically start searching again to find another one like you used to in Halo. I don't like that. If I'm a fan of the people I just versed, I don't want to have to be like, well, that was fun. That one time I got to battle you. See ya, man. It's just, if I don't want to verse these people, I can leave. That's how I feel about it. I don't want to be forced out of my match if I'm not wanting to leave these opponents, then I can leave. If I'm not wanting to verse them, then I can leave. Or if they're not wanting to verse me, they can leave. It's not enjoyable, honestly, to kind of have to keep finding all these new people to verse. But I guess you do have to learn about what those opponents do. But I don't know. And also something that's great for everything for zombies and multiplayer is the DLC is all free, and I love that. I love that. I think that is awesome that they got away from that stupid season pass bullshit and the DLCs. I love that. I hate the season pass stuff. I will take the battle pass stuff over that any time of the day. It's so much more enjoyable to actually have a lot more room of what you can do instead of getting put in this little box where you can only play 8 multiplayer maps and 1 zombie map until you give them more money. It's great that they did that, and I really appreciate that they did. And also something that is kind of happening with me is that you cannot get rid of the notification like you could in Modern Warfare saying, oh hey look, you got something new in operators or in the call signs or whatever. Is for some reason with me, my operators say that I have something unlocked when I really don't, and so then I don't really know when I actually do have something. And with my guns, they're like, oh wow, you got this new attachment, because with zombies now, if you use a gun in zombies or even campaign actually, it will gain XP based upon you using it in those modes, and it will get attachments and all that just like you would in multiplayer. And you rank up actually also in when you play zombies, it ranks up your multiplayer stuff as well. So some people might like that. Me, I don't mind it, honestly. It's not bad. But and then so you basically constantly will get like, oh, I got a new red dot sight for a gun I don't really use because I got it in the random weapon and zombies. And it's just like, you gotta fucking see this new red dot you got, bro. And it's just constantly will like notify you saying, hey, you got some new shit in here. And then you have to get rid of that you got to get rid of a gun to view your red dot, so it will say, oh yeah, you don't got new shit anymore. It's just, I like being able to press a button and just get rid of it. I'm pretty sure that was even in beta if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not 100% sure about that one. And lately, after I beat the campaign, for some reason my game keeps freezing and crashing all the time. And I really don't know why. I will literally go over and just look at the campaign missions just to kind of like count how many there is or whatever. And it will just freeze. And then whenever I'm playing a multiplayer match, it will just freeze. Why? Like at the end of the game, it will just freeze, or it will literally just lock up and say, just timeout or whatever, or I cannot get taken back to the main menu. So all that shit I just did in that multiplayer match, my battle pass work, me working on my battle pass and my XP and all that, doesn't matter anymore because my because I froze, and that's just not even remotely. It's just annoying, that should be fixed. The game's been out for a while now. That should not be a problem, I feel like. And also the game does not really tell you your ping like it does, but you have to pause the game and then just kind of leave yourself vulnerable for it. And for some reason one time, I was playing zombies, and I was playing online, and I was just lagging like a motherfucker. And then I go and check my ping, but every time I'd pause the game to look at my ping, it would drop down to 0. And then every time I'd unpause, it would go back to normal and just, it would be laggy, but then I'd be like, what the fuck is my ping right now? I'd pause, go back to 0. And it's just, I don't know. But for some reason, next time I tried zombies, it went back normal, so I don't really know why it did that, but, but yeah. And yeah, so I got the zombies now, and we're gonna start off with the pros again, go into the cons. First pro is that I really like the, you can call a chopper every like 6 to 10 rounds to have them come pick you up, and then there's like this giant horde that comes out trying to attack you and all that. And that's awesome. I really like that. So you're not sitting there for hours upon hours upon hours waiting for the zombies to kill you, or you just end up just killing yourself because you're like, I'm done. and I do like that you could just leave on your own volition. I like that a lot. Um, but for some, I think it's a little weird though that if you don't kill enough zombies by the time he's there, they'll shoot a rocket at him. What? I don't know. It's weird to me just because it's zombies. That the zombies are locking onto your helicopter and shooting at you. Like, I don't know. To me, that just sounds weird as fuck. But that's just nitpicky. So, and something that I do like is that they were not afraid to try new things. Some of the things I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't really like the new currency upgrade things where I can, oh, I got this purple crystal, now let me upgrade my jug. I don't really like that. I like that back when, you know, you play BO2 or BO1 World at War, is that if I play the game and then you play the game, it is the exact same. I do not have an advantage. I am not gonna do better than you just because I got more currency, little upgrade points, and put them on these things. And also, half the perks are just fucking garbage until you do that. That's dumb. The speed cola, you barely reload any faster if you don't upgrade, and that's dumb. I don't like that at all. I really do not like that part. I like the picking up just the parts to put into an upgrade station to get like armor, you know, grenades, just that kind of stuff. I like that kind of stuff. I do not like the part where I can craft my own revive kit, because that's another thing, is if you are one of those players that plays solo, you will not be able to revive yourself multiple times unless you're on a map that has tombstone, because then you're going to run in and revive yourself like that, but you will not be able to self-revive yourself because you have to get to a certain rank before you can get that, and that's just stupid. That is so dumb. And I don't like that part and upgrade thing one bit. I'm not a fan. But yeah, those things are honestly, I do like that they tried new things. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of some of them, I still appreciate that they at least attempted and didn't just, you know, copy and paste. I do like that. And also the new Outbreak, the Outbreak mode is awesome. I honestly really like that. What I would love for them to do next time is do like an open world thing, but I gotta scavenge for food, water, build a shelter, and then every once in a while at a random situation, like a current, you know, they hordes or whatever will come at your base and you gotta defend it with your squad. I would love that. I would love that. But for now, this is great. I honestly really like this mode. Keep this stuff up like this one. Keep modes like this one coming up, and I'll be happy. And also, I do like that there is a whole bunch of weapons. There's a whole bunch of new stuff. There's not just like in random weapon, there is a whole bunch of guns in there. And also, if you're a fan of how BO4, sorry, had the multiple upgrade system where you can grab a AK, you can put it in the pack-punch machine once, twice, three, you know, and they get stronger and stronger and stronger, then this has that, and it's first 5,000, 15,000, and 30,000, and that's, you know, some people like that. Me, it's whatever. I'm indifferent with it. I can take it or leave it. And also you can grab every single perk now. That's another thing that's different, is before it used to only give you 4. And then now, like, you're, yeah, maximum of 4, unless if you were playing BO3 and you got a perkaholic, shit like that. Or you got a perk bottle spawn or whatever. But if you're just buying stuff off of machines, you can only get 4. And now you can get all of them, but they increase in price. But that's probably my only gripe, is I kind of would like just Jug to be like, oh, 2,500, and it's always 2,500. It's not like, oh, because you got Speed Cola, Quick Revive, and Stamina Up, now it is 5,000. I'm not the biggest fan of that one. And also I don't really like the new point system of that. When you shoot them, just it does not give you that 10 points like other Call of Duties do. It will give you points once you kill them, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm not the biggest fan of that one. And yeah, so there is a total of, I believe, 4 maps right now. Firebase Z, Outbreak, Machine, I don't fucking know how to pronounce it. It's not Tagged or Totem, I don't know. But there's one more after that one that I'm drawing a blank to. But there's 4 maps right now at this current time. But yeah, so I think that's nice that there is multiple and not only 1 or 2 and shit like that. I do like that. But so now we are getting into cons. First off, the game is honestly super boring by yourself. Is at times, honestly, I think the whole thing is boring, to be honest with you. Sometimes is this one in particular, for some reason, I love zombies. I love Black Ops 1, 2, 3, 4 is okay. That one I get bored of as well. And World at War, I fucking love World at War. But this one in particular, I do not like this one's, honestly. Even when shit's going down, like I'm on Firebase Z and it's like round 30, and I'm just like, just okay, let's go, and it's not fun. I'm bored, just running around in circles, just killing all the zombies. And also, just with me not being able to get another self-revive, nothing like that. It's just, I don't like that. That's, again, it's really dumb. And also, I'm not particularly a fan of any of the maps, excluding Outbreak. Outbreak is pretty cool, but Firebase Z is probably my favorite of the normal zombies, but even that one I'm not the biggest fan of. Yeah, none of them are really that special to me. Also, it can be confusing to people, fans of World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, just the fans of the older ones. Black Ops 4 Zombies, a little less, because it's a little more in common with Black Ops 4 Zombies, I would say. But, it's confusing. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing half the time. I didn't even know I could pick up multiple perk bottles until, like, later on. It's just, if you are not one of those people like me that go, like, do research or whatever before, playing it, you just don't know what you're doing. And also, half the things are locked off because they, for some reason, lock it off with skill. With rank, I mean, and I'm not a fan of that either, but, and so, yeah, and also, everything good, I feel like, unlocks later. Just like, okay, so, out of curiosity, I was just like, okay, let's see what people do to get to, really high attempts and all that, round attempts. They always use shit that is on higher ranks, and it's not fun for people that are starting off new, that you kind of have to persevere not doing as well, getting to round 20, 30 or whatever, and then when you get all that shit, it's just a fucking walk in the park. That's just, nah. And honestly, I feel like the game is just too easy. I was Googling when people say, if people say this one's too hard, and most people were saying yes, this one is too easy. I meant too easy, not too hard, but yeah, this one's too easy. People are saying yes, it's too easy. The runner zombies or whatever don't even come until round 50 or something like that. And from somebody that recently just got to round 100 on Black Ops 3, it's like, what? I don't know, like, that's just, that's a little weird to me. But yeah, just with you, there is not, cap of how many you can of the self-revive kits you can buy. You can buy as many as you can, and that's just as long as you just kind of save those points. Yeah, that's gonna be really fucking easy. And also the game with random people, awful. Just like all the other Call of Duties, as a matter of fact. They won't buy doors or sitting there being like, oh, I gotta save my money so I can pack a punch on round 3. Like, it's just like, no, it's not enjoyable. And then they come over, steal all your kills, and then run off, and it's not fun. And also, for some reason, whenever I play online, I don't know if it's just unlucky at the moment or what, but I tried about 3 or 4 different times. Every time I had over 100 ping, and I do a network test, and I have 80 megabyte download speed. I'm chilling. Is my internet says it's fast, so it's just like, why am I lagging so hard? Why do I have such garbage connection? And yeah, and also there's still that problem with connection interrupted halfway through the game. Is that's what ruined Black Ops 3 zombies for me the most. Is that you just halfway through the game, you're on round like 30 or whatever, and then it just kicks you out because connection interrupted. It's not fun. And also something that I really don't like is you are stuck playing as one of your boring online characters from multiplayer. I liked the original characters, Richtofen, Dempsey, Nikolai. I liked those characters. They were interesting, and these ones are boring. They don't have any personality. They just say, fuck you, zombie. They just will like shit talk the zombie, or just be like, just shit talk the zombie and talk about how so cool killing that zombie or some shit like that. Or just talking like a soldier. It's just none of them have a personality. None of them have their own quirks. And also, whenever one of the people on the radio says something to them, they just won't respond. They ask them a question. Oh, you just went to the teleporter? What was in there? Or some shit like that. They're just... I was just like, what? Like, I don't know. I think it's weird that they just do not speak at all. And that was one of the parts I feel like personally really made zombies cool and fun, was the characters behind it. The characters were all, in their own way, really cool. I love Nikolai, Dempsey, Richtofen. I like all those characters. But I can't get into these ones. I would even prefer them to do it like with BO4. They had those boring characters from the map 9, I think it was called. It's just like some like Viking characters and all that. It's just, they're boring, but still, I would prefer them a million times over before just the standard multiplayer characters. And I just feel like these characters, that is one of the downfalls of it. But I don't know. I would like them to start up the story again. Not really with Dempsey and all that. That's fine. I understand that story is done for, and it had to be finished eventually. They can't just have it go on for 30, 40 years, and I get that. But I would really like it if they would start up a new story with some new characters, so that we can now follow a storyline of some new characters and not just some boring ass multiplayer characters. But yeah. So yeah, that will end it. But overall, for the rating of worth it, if I think the game is truly worth getting, it's pretty low. Out of 5, 5 being go get it now, and 1 being don't ever get it because it's garbo. Out of that, I feel like it's a 3. Is that get it once it goes on sale for like 20 bucks. And especially do not get it for that bull crap they're doing with Xbox Series X and PS5. There is nothing special about those versions that makes it worth $10 more, and they're just straight up robbing you. There is no reason you should buy it on there. And yeah, so there's just not much about this game that I feel like is that, good where you should go out and get it. But overall rating, just like for review standard, with all these problems, I probably have to say it's a 4. Is the campaign is great, and if you have a friend that has this game, just get it from him, and you could give it back to him literally the next day, because that's probably how long it will take you to beat the campaign. Maybe 2 days for you to install it, since it's 5 gazillion gigabytes, aka it's like 150, so that's way too big. Please make it smaller, please. But yeah, so with all of those, yeah, just campaign's worth playing. Zombies, not so much. Multiplayer, it's fun sometimes, but ultimately it still fails with all of these issues in the game. But yeah, so overall with that, it would probably be a 4 out of 10. But yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this, please let me know. And if there's anything in particular you guys would really like to see me play or review or whatever, just let me know. I would love to do it. So yeah, but anyways guys, I'll see you all in the next video. Alright, see ya.